don't know if I told you guys today, but the Eagles are 10-1. Yep, the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole. Oh, Diva! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and happy Victory Monday to all you dingbats out there. I hope each and every one of you guys is having a great day like me, Philly 500, because today I woke up and I was doing my thing because the Eagles are 10-1, and things are going so good that the Eagles could actually make the playoffs this week. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe for daily Eagles content, NFL content. You don't want to miss it. And if you've been subscribed for a while, you know, double moonwalk check. You know what I'm talking about. Make sure everything is good. We will be streaming again Thursday night game. And then Sunday is going to be the Eagles. And then we're going to do the Sunday night game with the Cowboys, Colts. So that should be interesting. So it's going to be a busy week this week. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. And thank you guys for all your support. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, we do not have an update. As of when this video is being made, we do not have an update. They said they're still running tests on him to see what it is. What I'm afraid it's going to be is some little hairline fracture, some sort of fracture of the rib, something like that. I expect him to miss some time. I think he misses probably 4 weeks or something like that. But I think they'll get him back for the playoffs. So it'll be something like that. I don't think he'll be gone for the rest of the year, but I do expect him to miss some time. That really sucks, by the way, because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has been one of the bright spots for us on defense. So we'll have to see. But you know what? When one guy goes down, it always gives somebody else an opportunity to do something. So Reed Blankenship comes in, and I thought he was tremendous. I mean, obviously getting the interception, the way he hits, the way he tackles, I like his style of play. I think he gives the Eagles a little toughness, and I think you got to find a way to have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and him as your safeties going forward in the future. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully Chauncey Gardner-Johnson will be good. Hopefully he'll be good to go. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I think a few people have sent me this. So I wanted to kind of go over this with you guys today. Brendan Walker reports, Eagles can clinch a playoff spot next week with the following things. The Eagles beat the Titans. The Giants beat the Commanders. The Rams beat the Seahawks. And the Dolphins beat the 49ers. Now, all three of those things have to happen. So you have a lot of stuff that has to happen. But if it all happens, which I think the Eagles could beat the Titans, the Giants could beat the Commanders, the Dolphins could beat the 49ers, those are all possible. The one I can't see is the Rams beating the Seahawks. So what will happen is the Commanders will beat the Giants, the Niners will beat the Dolphins, the Eagles will beat the Titans, and then the Rams will beat the Seahawks. That's how it'll go. But who knows? But the Eagles can clinch a playoff spot technically next week. Now, I got to tell you, I am not too concerned about this at all. It is early, okay? We still got a lot of football left to play. Each week that goes by, the Eagles are going to have more chances to clinch. So it's going to happen within the next few weeks. I'm more concerned about winning the division and then getting home field advantage. Like I said in my victory celebration cigar video yesterday, that the goal is home field throughout the playoffs. I think that if the Eagles get home field throughout the playoffs, they have a legitimate path to go to the Super Bowl. I think they have to be heavy favorites, okay? The only team that would really worry me a little bit, not worry, I don't want to say worry, worry's a bad word, but the only team that I think if any team is a threat is the 49ers, because they have proven they can win on the road in the playoffs, things like that. But, we'll see. Nobody should beat the Eagles if the Eagles have home field throughout the playoffs. Eagles should go to the Super Bowl. So that's the goal. The goal isn't clinching the playoffs. The goal is home field throughout the playoffs. And that's going to take a little longer to get there. But we got to do it. And we definitely need Minnesota to start losing. That would help us tremendously. Because remember, they're only 1.5 games behind us. So we've got to do something about that. But listen, yesterday was a wild game. It was just one of those wild games. When it was 13-0, then all of a sudden it became 14-13. You felt like, oh, okay, this is going to be a high-scoring game. This is going to be one of those games that you're never going to be able to be comfortable. Even when it was, 37, I think it was 37-20, something like that. It was like, I think it was 37, 37-23, I think is what it was. It's like, you can't sit back. I sat back and I was like, all right, we got this game now. 3 plays later, Jordan Love scoring a touchdown. What the hell's going on here? So it was just one of those wild games. However, good teams find a way to win. That is the truth. Last night on my cigar video, I'm nitpicking the defense, I even talked about the special teams towards the end. These are all things that we have to fix. We know we have to fix it. We know what we have to do. But at the end of the day, good teams find a way to win. And that's what the Eagles did. Okay? And they did it because Jalen Hurts is playing like an MVP. That is what you expect from your MVP. He put his team on his back, and he did it. And then Miles Sanders goes out, has 21 carries, 150-something yards, 2 touchdowns. Listen, that's how you use Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders could give you that, and I truly believe this. He could give you that about every week. He really could give you every week. The times that the Eagles don't use him is kind of on the Eagles and the coaching staff, because Miles Sanders can give you all that and some, okay? So use Miles Sanders like that going forward, definitely. Now, Jalen Hurts isn't going to carry the ball 17 times a game every week. Okay, he's had 30 carries the last 2 weeks. I personally, I don't mind, running Jalen Hurts here and there and things like that, but I do feel like, it's a ticking time bomb for him to get hit somewhere, in the back of the head, the knee, or something like that, the more he runs. So I would like them to be able to cut that down a little bit, and rely on the other guys running the ball, because I don't want him to get hurt. And I feel like, we play with fire sometimes. However, you can't deny his success, and you can't deny that it's working. He's just got to be careful. He's got to be careful. You can't take the running game away from him. You can't take it away from him. But maybe you can limit the possibilities of him getting hurt or getting hit. I think back to Cunningham, when Cunningham used to scramble out of the pocket all the time, and then Rich Kotite, oh God, I couldn't stand. What a stinky coach. He takes over as head coach, and his big thing is, Randall, you have to be a pocket passer. You have to be a pocket passer. Be a pocket passer. First quarter, game 1 of that season, where the Eagles looked like a legit Super Bowl contender, Bryce Pop hits him in the knee. I can't stand Bryce Pop because of it. It makes me sick. And then he's out for the year, staying in the pocket. So, Jalen Hurts, he should run when he can. I don't think that is a bad thing to do. However, I do think you have to be really cautious, because we can't afford to have him get hurt. If he goes, we go. I don't think you're going to get a Nick Foles situation with Gardner Minshew. I just don't. So he's got to be careful. That hit he took late, where he slid, somebody hit him in the back head, that kind of worried me a little bit. It worried me. So going forward, I think the Eagles, I think they'll be fine. I think you're going to see Hurts carry the ball. It's just, I don't know that he's going to do it 17 times a game. Miles Sanders, on the other hand, he should be definitely running the ball like that every single week. Every single week. And shout out to the offensive line too, because people were like, you didn't talk about the offensive line. I did a little bit, but the offensive line is good. They're so good that sometimes you forget how good they are, because they do it every week. They're consistently great. So I think Jason Kelce right now is leading all centers in Pro Bowl voting, which doesn't surprise me at all. Surprisingly, Hargrave is leading the defensive tackles in voting. That surprised me a little bit for Pro Bowl, but they don't even play the Pro Bowl game anymore, so who cares? I guess it's a nice honor and whatever. But I thought it was a wild game yesterday. The Eagles did everything they had to win, and I don't think when the Eagles see. This is like I hear a lot of people talking about, well, when you get to the playoffs can Jalen Hurts win the playoff game because he's going to have to make throws? Yeah, he's going to have to make throws. But here's the thing. If you have home field throughout the playoffs in Philly, all right, the one thing that it's going to be is cold outside, and running the ball is a big, big deal. And the way the Eagles run the ball, nobody's coming into Philly and beating them. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Where his arm is going to have to come into play, I think on some level, is going to be in the Super Bowl when you play Kansas City or Buffalo, assuming those two teams get it. But other than that, I think you'll be absolutely fine. What is that noise? These people outside always doing something. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I don't know what the hell is going on. But anyways, they sound like they're walking on sand. But I don't know. So anyways, the running game is fantastic. It's championship level running game. And they used it to beat Green Bay yesterday. And they're going to have a hell of a game this week versus Tennessee. That Tennessee game is going to be big time. Because Derrick Henry is going to run the ball 20 times in the first half. First half. Why wouldn't he? And then, you shut that down, you hold them, you get a lead on them, and you force Tannehill to throw. It's checkmate. Game over. All right, so I expect big things from the Eagles. I expect them to win this week, get to 11-1. That's the goal. Remember, it's about home field throughout the playoffs. Get a bye week, and you're good to go. But either way, when I think about last night's game, and I think about what the Eagles did, the offense was elite. In my opinion, Jalen Hurts showed why he's an MVP candidate, and it's very hard to stop that. I just worry that too much is going to get him too many hits. That is something we got to find a way to keep low. I don't want him taking unnecessary hits. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's our vision. We're all just living in it.
Where's my big sandwich? Oh, yeah. We're eating.
Disgusting.